This is a familiar sight to baseball fans around the Sacramento area and around Northern California. Raley Field, home of the Sacramento Rivercats, and in the wake of the recent incident at Yankee Stadium in which a little 2-year-old girl was hit and hurt pretty badly with a foul ball, we wanted to come over here and ask the folks at the Sacramento Rivercats what's being done to protect the fans currently and if there are plans to add extra protection in the future. If you come to a Rivercats game here at Raley Field, you can see the netting there goes all the way from the end of the dugout around behind home plate and around. So you're protected if you're sitting in these seats, but there is a slight obscuring of the view of the game. It's slight, but it is noticeable. If you're in these seats just behind the dugout and beyond along the foul lines, you can clearly see there's no netting, no obscured view, but there's certainly a distinct possibility on this side if there's a right-handed batter at the plate or if there's a lefty up and you're sitting across the way. It really is a possibility that a foul ball line drive could come right in your direction. And one of the things about minor league baseball is that it's very intimate, so it brings you a lot closer to the action. But with that in mind, the Rivercats staff is not only very careful to warn people sitting here, but they have these signs all over the ballpark reminding you that it is also your responsibility while you're here to pay attention to what's going on. We're with Daniel Emmons, the spokesperson for the Sacramento Rivercats, and of course, Daniel, you're aware that this is now the talk among baseball fans and others since this situation at Yankee Stadium.
Sure.
What does minor league baseball do as a league and for the individual teams to make sure that fans are protected?
Yeah, for several years now, the minor league baseball as a whole has worked with Major League Baseball to put in place regulations to make sure backstop netting extends far enough down each line to protect fans as much as you can. Here at Raley Field, we've made sure that we comply with those standards to make sure that our backstop netting extends out far enough. We also have an excellent staff of first responders on site, and our guest services staff is trained on who to contact and what to do if situations like what happened in Yankee Stadium do end up happening. Hopefully they do not, but we also have signage around the ballpark that warns people that those things can happen. We do have balls flying into the stands fairly often, and it is always important if you're coming to a Rivercats game or any baseball game to always be aware that that's a possibility and to pay attention to the action and make sure everyone with you is doing the same. Absolutely. Now, these kind of situations like the one in Yankee Stadium always brings up the talk of, do we extend the netting even further? Yeah. Is it too soon to say if there's even been that kind of talk, or has there been some of that discussion? I'm not sure. I know that when they come up with the regulations that they do have, there's obviously, as part of those talks, there's always talk of, is that enough? Should we extend it further? So I think if, I don't know that this instance specifically has caused those talks, but I'm sure that those talks are ongoing in what's the best way to make sure everyone's safe, but at the same time, keeping the viewing ability for the fans intact as well. Yeah, and you've touched on it already. There is a clear warning for the fans, and there is some responsibility on their part, right? There is, yes. Yeah. Tell me again. What's the warning there for the fans? Like, what do you tell the fans when they're coming here? It's basically be aware that there may be bats or balls flying into the stands, and to keep an eye out. All right, very good. Daniel Emmons with the Sacramento Rivercats. Appreciate that. Thank you. This is Rivercats season ticket holder Tiffany Berg from Vacaville, who knows all about what it's like when a foul ball comes your way. Tiffany, you were at a game, it was near the end of the season. Correct. Tell us what happened that landed you in that Giants and Rivercats colored cast there.
I turned around briefly to hand my purse off to my parents sitting behind me, and a foul ball came right at me. So I reached my hand up to deflect the ball, and no, I did not catch the ball, but I did end up finding out that I had broken my hand.
Wow. Did somebody who got the ball give it to you after you were injured?
No, of course not. No, of course not.
God forbid,
Yeah,
right?
it didn't hurt. It didn't really hurt at first. So, yeah.
A little delayed reaction.
A little delayed
there.
reaction. Yeah, I found out the next day that it was in fact broken.
But not a delayed reaction from the team and their staff.
No, they were fantastic. They were there immediately to find out if I needed anything. Paramedics were able to give me ice. They checked in with me. I actually came back 2 days later, and they were still checking in on me. Had one of the players even sign my original splint. So they've been great, and we've been here all year long. They're constantly telling people with their children to be aware of flying objects, and I've always really felt safe here. So.
And because your seats are generally in the same place,
yes,
they have taken extra steps to let you know where you're sitting, right?
Correct, always. And even every night they're telling you, make sure your kids aren't playing in the aisles. They're always paying attention. And there have been many balls that have come our direction. We have gotten a lot of foul balls over this season. This was the first time any of them have connected with us, but we're always very careful.
And my guess is you probably hope it's not the last.
No, actually there was a bat. One of the nights we weren't there, a bat landed in the row in front of us. It would have been fun. There was no one there. No one was hurt, but that would have been a nice little souvenir too. But no, yeah, we hope to continue to get more foul balls in the future. And we all have gloves now. That was the other thing. We all have Rivercats gloves.
So you come prepared.
We are now.
Well, and let me ask your opinion as a fan, because for me, as somebody who's gone to baseball games just about all my life, I've always felt that there is some responsibility on the part of the fans. It's not all the team's liability. How do you feel about that?
I absolutely agree. If you're coming to a ball game, you know what goes on here, whether there's a net or not. The best part about minor league baseball is how close you are to the action, how close you are to the players. And so it comes with an inherent risk. I have 2 small children myself, and we bring them, but they have their little batting helmets, and we make them pay attention when the game is in play. We've talked with them all about that. Which-handed batters are more likely to have balls come at them. So, yes, we take every precaution, and then we also know that we sacrifice ourselves as parents if the balls come in our way. We do anything to protect our kids. So it's an inherent risk. And so if you're going to do anything, get a cool cast out of it if it does come your way. But, yeah.
And those colors for that cast, not an accident, are they?
Not at all. It's almost Halloween, but it's also, you got to help the orange and black.
Of course. All right, Tiffany, thanks for that. I appreciate it.
Thank you, no problem.